Happy Life Day, one and all. So the Star Wars Holiday Special debuted last week, and it follows Rey on a mysterious quest to gain a deeper knowledge of the Force as she's hurled into a cross-timeline adventure. The show features the celebration known as Life Day, which was first introduced in the original Holiday Special back in 1978, which is now a source of mockery amongst the fans. But the original television special has been remade in Lego form, and it's the holiday season, so I figured we'd talk about both versions today. Welcome, you're listening to Han Talks First. So we're going to talk about the new Lego Star Wars Holiday Special first. So overall, there was just so many things I loved about it. So many moments, such as like when Finn using the Force at the beginning. This is the first time that Star Wars actually acknowledges that Finn is Force sensitive. I mean, it was teased, but not acknowledged in Rise of Skywalker. And apparently it was just to be implied that he was Force sensitive. But now it shows him actually using the Force, being trained by Rey. So I'm glad we got to see something like that. I do wish John Boyega got to voice him, but he's clearly not in good graces with Disney or Lucasfilm anymore, which is kind of sad. There were three reprising actors who came in to do their characters' voices, and that was Anthony Daniels. It was Billy D. Williams and Kelly Marie Tran. So they all came in and did their voices. Very brief, but it was nice to hear something familiar in the cadences. Everyone else was a new voice actor. Some of them did a very good job. The girl that did Rey's voice sounded very much like Daisy Ridley. At some points, I was wondering if it even was Daisy Ridley. It was very well done. It was a little different, but it worked for what this was, a Lego Star Wars movie. Continuing with Rey, the first time we see her after training Finn is she's going through those Jedi texts again. And in one of the books, the name Sidious is plastered across the top of the page. It's written in Arabic. And I thought that was a really interesting thing to put in there, because the Jedi texts, when we saw them in Episode 8 for the first time, you thought they were ancient books. And Sidious's name is on the top of one of the pages. Now, it could have been she put that in there. Luke wrote that in there. Who knows? But I don't know if Luke knows the Arabic language or not. Possibly. Anyway, another cool thing about Rey that I loved was when she's going through all the timelines and crossing in between them, and she comes into Navarro and she sees the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda, and everyone kind of stops and she's just like, oh, so cute. And I thought that was perfect. That's kind of how like everyone reacts to that show, and including Daisy Ridley. So I don't know, that made me happy. Another thing that I really loved was all the Obi-Wans getting together at the end, and hello there. And Obi-Wan from the prequel days, the original trilogy, and the Padawan. Obi-Wan was great. He was hilarious. Another really hilarious character was Luke. Luke was just so dumb and such an idiot. I loved it. I loved it so much. And he was constantly drinking the blue milk. That was so funny. He was an idiot. He was a straight idiot. And Luke is kind of an idiot in Episode 4 anyway, so it works. It was great. The music in the holiday special, surprisingly, was fantastic. I didn't take the time to look up who composed the music. I should have, but I will at some point. But when you're watching it, take a listen to, especially in the scene in the Jedi Temple, when Rey is, after she speaks with Yoda, and she starts summoning the portal to go back into the timelines or whatever. The music there, it's a rephrasing of the actual Star Wars theme, the bum, bum, ba-da-dum, and it was mixed with the Force theme mixed with the fanfare theme. dun, 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 and it was really beautiful. And it also had a Christmas tone to it as well, with like the bells and chimes. And I thought it was very well done. I was very impressed. Also, another great moment, Greedo's McClunky. Oh, so funny when he shows up at the party. And when Sidious tells Kylo Ren to put a shirt on, that was so funny. I love whoever voiced Darth Sidious. I thought it was, it fits that character in a cartoony way. And I would love to see, this continued on as like a short series, like for Disney Plus or YouTube or whatever. I found it funny, and the voices were in it were very good too. Chewie's family was back. Now, this is when we're starting to get into the old version of the holiday special. So Chewie's family was from the original. It was his wife Mala, his son Lumpy, and his father Itchy, I think. And all of them came back, but they weren't, on screen. They weren't identified as that. But I'm pretty positive that's who they were supposed to be. But what was funny was when Maz Kanata enters, she arrives and she calls out for Chewbacca. She's like, "Where's my boyfriend?" Just like she did in The Force Awakens. And then the two of them start running around and frolicking on the Falcon, like rolling around together. And Poe says something like, "This is gross," or I forgot what he said. But I thought it was so funny because Chewie's like, screwing around with Maz right in front of his wife, and no one's saying anything about it. Maybe Wookiees are I don't know. Maybe they just have free love or whatever that's called. I don't know. They are allowed to have multiple partners as long as they're of different race. I have no idea. Anyway, that was a really funny moment. So to close on the holiday special, it was fantastic. A really fun watch. It's probably not canon, but canon is whatever you accept or deny. So you choose for yourself. It's really funny. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it. It's fantastic. Some of the lessons in it are that of failure, that of relationships. Failure as in it was like you learn to be a better student or a better teacher by the way you fail. It's not just students fail. Teachers can fail as well. And then with the relationships, it was about having knowledge and training, but knowledge and training are useless without a connection to someone. And the example was all the masters and apprentices you see throughout the movies, they're not just teachers and students, they're also friends. So I thought that was a really cool way to tie into not only The Force, but all the other movies at the same time and give this movie a lesson behind it. So yeah, it's on Disney Plus. Go check it out. It premiered on the same exact date as the original did in 1978 on November 17th. And I think it was broadcasted on CBS about 42 years ago.